One of the things I want to talk about now is the philosophy or the thoughts that lies behind the creations or the way I create music. As some of you might know, all the music that comes out from this studio, or most of it, is improvised, first and only take. That's why there's so many synthesizers, so that in one take I can play and compose and perform and record more or less full piece of music on up to 6-7 synthesizers at a time, and capture an emotion, a thought, a feeling, or an idea in sound. And the thought behind it, well, it's not a thought, I'll get back to that. But to explain a little bit what that is and why I think it's the strongest way to work, for me, maybe also for others, but we are different. It is put very well in the words of the great composer Vangelis. And he said that if you don't plan anything and you just play, then sometimes it is great and sometimes it is not so great. And if you plan it and you compose it and you play it, then sometimes it is great and sometimes it is also not so great. But if what you play is not planned and what you perform is great, then that is the greatest that you can do. And that is even greater than yourself. So if nothing is planned and you play, you perform, and the performance is great, that makes you a channel for something that is bigger than you, bigger than your own thoughts. And I experience this to be truth. I feel compositions are coming from me, they're coming from Nicky. But the improvisations are coming from God. Let's just make it straight, that's what I believe. It's an expression of the cosmos. It's a way of the spirit to talk through you. It's big words, but it's art, and big words fit. And so that's the idea or the thoughts behind this kind of creation. But for the creation itself, how and what? I think it's a matter of a key. Because actually in my own experience, it's not philosophical at all. I have to think a little bit to start to explain it in a philosophical way, you can say, because I experienced it when I was 15 years old. I had not played music before that, and suddenly music appeared inside of me and wanted to get out. And I experienced at that early age with no training. I was playing with 3 fingers on the piano, like that, you know. And but I experienced sometimes when I was playing with my very limited abilities, there appeared around me like a warm feeling, kind of surrounded me, and I felt at ease, I felt comfortable, and the music just flowed from my 3 fingers. And at that point I thought, this is the key. This is where it is. Of course I need to train. I have rehearsed for 8 years, scales and this and that and the other. But the main thing is not scales or rehearsing or practicing or learning. The main thing is finding that key. And it's about, I have learned that you can unlock that door to these resources. And it's about finding that space inside of you. And now it gets difficult. Yes. See, now I'm in trouble. Because how do I explain that? Because this is something that is bigger than mouth and words. And I had planned to do a little series of blogs on this subject. because it's not one that you can cover in this small amount of time. So I'm going to attack it from a couple of different angles, and hopefully each of these angles contain a little bit of truth, a lot of words, and a grain of truth. And then maybe 3 or 4 blocks will contain 3 or 4 grains of truth that will make up a little bowl of truth that might be an appetizer. I will talk more about that. But I think it's about finding your way or your key to unlocking the door to this great resource of music and art. And I think when you learn that, then music can flow through you that are much bigger than what you can create with your mind. And I think that the music carries with it information and values that are beyond what you would maybe figure out yourself. That's my thoughts. Thank you for watching. I will be back with more.